People can often get great deals buying real estate from a bank. What'll happen is the bank will foreclose on a mortgage, and then very often the bank will buy the house from itself at the foreclosure sale. The bank will then put the house on the market and sell it to a private buyer. You can get great prices on real estate through buying houses this way, but there are some risks that you should be aware of. First of all, the contract between you and the bank is going to be much longer than a standard purchase and sale agreement. The average purchase and sale agreement is about 10 to 15 pages long, and it's fairly even-handed. So it'll favor the seller in some ways, it'll favor the buyer in others. However, with a bank, the contract's going to be much longer. It could be 2 to 3 times longer, and all of the additional terms are favorable to the bank and usually disfavorable to the buyer. One thing that you also need to be aware of is that you need to be extremely careful with your dates. Okay, you'll have a timeline for getting a mortgage, there will be a date for a closing, and if you need extensions, the bank is usually not very forgiving, and if it does grant an extension, you'll be required to pay for it. So it could be $300 or $400, whatever the bank may charge. And then lastly, typically the house has been through foreclosure and the prior owner has had some legal problems. So when that happens, there's a high risk for title issues. You know, an old creditor who has a lien on the property or a missing document in the foreclosure procedure, this can cause major legal problems for you when you go to sell the property in the future. You could almost lose your equity as a result of it. So it's absolutely essential that when you buy a piece of real estate from a bank, you purchase a title insurance policy to go along with it. Other than that, the process is generally the same. You're going to put your deposit down and go through all the same steps as if you were buying from a private seller. But like I said, the bank's going to be less forgiving. It's not going to compromise or negotiate with you generally, and it's going to be strict with the timelines and the deadlines.